in all hope, ye who listen, it's the Nether Region Podcast. He looks like he asks for change after giving money to a homeless person. Here's failed comedian, Ian Hamilton.
So that's like I give them change and I'm like, hey, actually, I need that back.
Yeah, it's like you drop a 5 in the cup and you're like, all right, give me a couple quarters.
I'm like, I'll give you a 5.
I just wanted to give you $3.
Right. I'm using you as a change machine is basically what I'm doing.
I just think it's more that you're like an obnoxious person who doesn't understand social cues. And so you just would like ask for change from somebody who's ask for change back for somebody who's asking for change.
Like I'm like some kind of simpleton or some kind of like black and white silent film where I'm like doing a bit where I'm like, oh, I give you this.
You're making it more whimsical than it is. It's really more that you are an obnoxious person who doesn't understand how that is like socially unacceptable.
Really, I'm imagining
amongst
it
human things. You're making it more like fun and whimsical and silly.
I'm imagining it like
you're fucking Mickey Mouse, like you're all rubber hose.
There's a piano playing.
Right.
And I'm like standing in one position and my mouth is moving and like my hands on my hip.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
And like I'm kind of bouncy. Right. And it's like kind of choreographed our exchange, right?
Yeah.
And then like a cop, an old Bobby sort of cop with a, chases us around.
With a billy club, yeah.
Billy club, thank you.
Yeah. I wish you would get beat with a billy club.
But my name's not Billy Club. I'm your co-host, failed comedian Ian Hamilton, and I'm dead and in hell. With me here is my devilish tormentor, Art Brimstone.
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing the intro. That's what's up.
Hey, how's it going?
Who forces me to relive my failed comedy dreams on Earth by podcasting and interviewing the living and the dead about their personal hells, as well as perform the worst torture of all time. Improv comedy, which everybody hates. Especially me.
Little update from my end.
Especially me.
Little update from my end.
Oh, how's that lawsuit going?
Yeah, as we know, a couple episodes back, I revealed that I am currently engaged in a lawsuit, Malady Puzzle. The demon that invented sneezing has sued me and accuses me of saying God bless you to her at a party of which I was not intended. My lawyer, Heathcliff Zapruder, did bring you up to be a character witness, which you then used to do a tight 5 of all your SNL characters, of which you, I don't even think, have 5.
No, I've got Harry Carey. Well, hi, everybody.
Yep.
I'm Harry Carey.
You did Harry Carey.
Right.
And then the other one. Okay, that's one.
Well, then
go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Might as well. You embarrassed the fuck out of me in that court, that kangaroo court.
Right. I had to go to Stewart. I don't want to do it.
Stewart from Mad TV.
From Mad TV.
Stewart from Mad TV. Okay, that was 2.
Right.
What was number 3?
Right.
Let's do number 3.
Obviously, I pulled out because Jim Henson was originally on SNL.
Right, Jim Henson.
So I pulled out my, Art Brimstone's a real piece of shit.
Yep.
He abuses me.
You did Miss Piggy.
Hi-ya!
Okay. And then 4.
Dennis Farina.
You did Dennis Farina.
I'm a Chicago cop. I'm dead and in hell.
Okay.
I'm smoking a cigar, and I'm eating a medium rare steak.
You just said Polish sausage.
Polish sausage.
There you go.
Italian beef.
Combo beef and sausage with hot peppers. Anyway, just trying to close it up.
And then of
course, you're 5th. You're closer.
Of course, I did the Mango, the Chris Kattan monkey character, but that's really more physical.
It didn't
really
work.
More about eating fruit.
It didn't work. And in fact, it pissed off the kangaroo court, the judge, who is a full-blooded kangaroo from Australia, did beat
a red kangaroo. Those are the big ones.
Did beat the shit out of you.
Kicked the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, you think getting kicked by a horse is bad.
You think.
But you're right.
You'd be right.
Because, like, as we've talked about, I am friends with a lot of centaurs down here.
Man, I did want to point that out. You're friends with ogres and centaurs. You're literally Shrek.
No,
You're hanging out with ogres and donkey.
Okay, well, Shrek doesn't really hang out with other ogres.
He's married to an ogre.
If anything, He's
donkey. Married to an ogre. His children are ogres.
True. But that not in the first film.
Yeah, you are friends with a lot of centaurs. You have been kicked by them. They do use you as a soccer ball.
Mm-hmm. And just to what do you call it? They rub their hooves on me before they go inside so they don't get mud in their house.
Yeah, they use you as a
doormat.
A giant bristly doormat. They
Which-
use your mustache as a little
Right,
bristly
right.
doormat.
Which is not really that creative of a thing to say, but when you describe it, it's pretty creative, I think.
A rough day at court for me, but Ian...
Hilariously improvised thing, really, if you describe it rather than say it. If you forget the name of something, you just describe it instead.
Yes. Very good move in the improv community. But Ian, go ahead. Go through now that we've gone through your
How have I affected your case, though?
It was so bad that they had to call a
How
recess.
bad was it?
They had to call a recess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I guess we'll have to update next time and see if there's some actual litigious updates. I'll wait. Maybe I'll get a text from Heathcliff Zapruder, my lawyer.
If you just admit what you did and say
I didn't
it
do
and
anything.
and apologize for it, but
I can
don't say
win
I'm
this.
sorry you
I
felt this way.
Can win this, Ian. I can win this. I believe in Heathcliff Zapruder.
So, I thought they would say your real name in court, but they didn't. They just called you Art Brimstone.
Right.
So
They're not going to use that's.
No, I thought I would figure it out there. So this week, I'm still trying to guess your true name so I can
Right.
get out of hell. And I think it's Robert Flounder. There's no joke there. I
Right.
just think I'm guessing Robert Flounder.
So you think that I was the yellowfish from Little Mermaid?
Yellowfish, bye. That's for our listeners that aren't listening, right?
Sure. There's two people that'll like that, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of a sunfish.
He was a. Anyway, no, Ian, that's not my name.
Not Robert Flounder.
It's
Okay.
not Robert Flounder.
Well, I think I died. Actually, you kind of started. It's kind of like what I did in court. I think that I died I did a stand-up set that was so bad the audience rushed the stage and tore me limb from limb.
Yeah, no.
I think that's realistic.
It's close, maybe, but
Close, maybe. Interesting.
Yeah. Here, I'll
So
give you
you're
a little. I'll
saying
give you a little
follow
nugget.
that rabbit hole.
Sure. I mean, you're gonna
Keep-
jump down a rabbit hole whether you want to or not.
Keep guessing this way for hundreds of episodes to come.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And that's pretty nice of you, which is
Right.
weird because this week you spent the whole time making me take cold showers in a cold room and only gave me a wet towel to dry off with over and over again.
Well, yeah. I thought that was fitting because you could use that, Ian. You could use that to get a little motivation in your life. A cold shower wakes you up.
I mean, it made my nips hard.
It did give you THO.
My big old pepperoni nips,
Yep. You got some pepperonis.
which I'm very self-conscious of, by the way. That goes back to my childhood when they would call me pepperoni nipples.
I mean, your areolas have an area code. I don't know. They're pretty big.
I've got more under boob than a strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It works. You got there.
Yeah.
Is that one of the jokes you thought you told at the stand-up set where you
No,
got
but
killed?
I'm writing it down right now. I think it's going to do really well
All right.
in court next time.
I don't think you're going to come back. I'm not. Heathcliff Zapruder needed to get you out
I
of the
think
way.
they know I'm a trustworthy source of
No.
information.
No, you.
Yeah.
You're completely trustworthy. Ian, we need to get to today's guest. He's waiting here very patiently, very sweet, but I have to say,
So sweet. Just sweetly waiting
just
here.
just a lovely ghost who collects hobbies.
And lovely in a way that we're not commenting on his body either.
No, which is odd for
This
you,
is energy. Right. That's why I wanted to point it out.
right? But please welcome to the pod, Barney.
Well, hey, are you doing there, guys? What's what's
Hey.
going on? And thank you for calling me lovely, but not commenting on my body, wispy though it may
Right.
be.
You're disembodied.
Yes,
Really.
yes, of course,
You know.
of course.
Barney, you are a full-fledged ghost.
That is quite right. Yes, I don't want to get into the exact nomenclature of what kind of ghost, but yes, ghosts. Yes,
Okay.
about covers it.
Is it because you don't know or because you're not interested in that sort of thing?
Little column A, little column B.
Right.
So you've been collecting hobbies now that you're dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, got nothing but spare time,
You're making the most of your situation.
Absolutely. I mean, it took dying to really, explore the life that I wanted to be leading all along. Now, don't get me wrong. I got trapped in the whole haunting game. Like I was in that for a while.
It was like something everyone else was doing it, so you figured you'd do it
well, it's
too.
just kind of your default. You start and you're like, all right, I popped up here and, now someone else got this apartment and they're redecorating. I don't like what's going on here. I'm going to haunt the shit out of you.
Right.
And a lot of people just get stuck in that rut,
Right.
You're like, you know what? It's like, it's like, what do you do? I open and close cabinets. Maybe I make a little squeaky sound out of the sink every once in a while.
But that all comes from anger, right? I mean, you must be really angry to keep that up.
It can come from anger. It can come from it's a strong emotional tie to something. That's what usually creates most ghosts. All right. And mine, I was definitely dealing with a lot of unprocessed anger, to be sure. All right. And one day I just sat down and I took a look at myself. I mean, which is difficult because I cannot look at myself in the mirror.
Wow.
So I took a look inside and I realized this is a job. This fucking sucks.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were getting up every day with an agenda that came from pain.
Exactly.
Right. And suffering.
I mean, you were clocking in and clocking out. I mean, it's a routine.
I was a regular Joe,
Right. You had
like,
one of those little aluminum or tin lunch pails.
Oh, absolutely. Well, with the thermos, the whole bit. Yeah. The
Really?
soup is obviously gone cold by this point.
You
But
know,
yeah.
if it's like a really old one though, like you could sell that on like on hell eBay.
That's true. I suppose
eBay.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't even eat. That's the funniest thing. So you would just literally sit there. You would clock out. You'd take a little 30-minute lunch.
Oh, yeah.
And you just kind of sit there and you'd open it and go through the ritual, but like you can't eat because you're a ghost.
That's true. Now I can pick up flavors, very strong flavors.
Oh.
Okay.
So this has to be either very good or very bad.
Yeah.
But even then, I only kind of get a whiff of it,
Is it like Slimer and Ghostbusters where like you put it in your mouth and it just plops on the
Yeah, it
floor?
plops right through, and maybe I get a little, little something.
There's a lot of different aberrations amongst here in hell, but they describe, because, you've got a little bit of gelatinousness
He doesn't want to talk about what type of ghost
Well,
he is.
I'm just
You already
saying.
said that.
Hang on. Let me pass my hand through you. See,
There it
you
is.
can-
There it is.
You can pass your hand through you, so you're not completely thick. Like some ghosts are very thick.
Very true.
You're more
you
misty.
would spell that one with a Q, I think, with a a QU, thick.
Yeah, several Qs.
THIQUE.
Yeah.
But you're more misty of a ghost, right?
Yeah, wispy. I am a shadow of my former self. Lots of little bits, and as you can see when you wave your hand through me, there is a little bit of a smoke trail, whatnot.
Yep.
Doesn't bother me. Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm a wispy guy. I suppose for anyone listening, this is an audio medium, correct? This is what we're doing here.
Yeah, nobody listens, but it is an audio medium.
All right. Well, just got the pants, got the suspenders, and the one clue I do have as to my death is I got a giant knife in my back, which took me about 50 years to actually find.
Wow.
Because once again, can't really
see
look at
in the
myself in a mirror.
Right,
Yeah. So I was haunting someone, and I pop up in one of their pictures, and just kind of like a fuzzy outline. I'm like, oh my
Right.
God, has that been there the whole time? It's like getting a bad haircut, and you're the last person to know.
Right.
It's the worst.
Wow. So you're just a very blue collar, down to earth type of ghost that probably got a friend angry or got in a bar brawl or something.
That is very possible. Yeah, the stab in the back, betrayal, mayhaps. I don't know.
On the House on the Hill, right?
Yeah.
Great game.
But also, I'm not in too big a rush to find out exactly how I died.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just kind of it's a burden I don't need to live with.
Yeah.
And also, frankly, if I figure out how I die and why I'm still around as a ghost, I might be sent down here.
No, I have a similar thing where if I figure out his name and I figure out how I die, then I get sent. Well, I'm out of here, but back. So you could get
So
sent
same,
down
but
here,
different. Yeah.
Right.
And then you could try to get
Ghosts.
That's too many layers.
Ghosts can permeate the layers, but obviously it's kind of a cop out because it's like you can't really do much up there. You're just kind of like
Yeah.
haunting around.
Yeah, and
stuff.
you're kind of floating
You're
around.
doing a lot of wailing.
incorporeal light. Oh yeah, I had a big whaling phase. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did. You throw a mean harpoon. I've seen it.
That's true.
You were on. Let's uncover this. You were on the HMS Terror.
That's true.
You
That
were
is
up there at the
absolutely true.
Arctic Circle.
I mean, well, that was a difficult time in my life. One wouldn't think that's where the kitchen knife came from, so I don't think that's how it ended. But that was a hell of a time. Yeah, lots of whaling up there. Those whales, mean sons of bitches. I tell you what.
Did you?
Right. Especially the narwhal. They'll stab you with that.
My God, my best friend Jeff taken out by a narwhal instantly.
You know, the weird thing about narwhals is they got that pointy unicorn thing, but I don't think they have a giant dick bone the way that other whales do.
Well, last time you were at the Field Museum, you did try to jerk off a narwhal skeleton, didn't you?
Well, I had my hands around it, and I was...
And you were like,
rubbing
hey,
it
is this
in
the
the
dick bone?
But I didn't really think that it was going to come, Art. I'm not an idiot, okay?
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
I don't see much truth.
Barney
inside
just
there,
made a
yeah.
big face from Barney.
Okay.
Also not convinced. Barney, you've been kind of enjoying your afterlife, unlike Ian, because you've been able to do your hobbies, which you never got to do on Earth.
That's quite right. I mean, yeah, I have no need for money. You know, I don't even need a passport. I can travel as I see fit.
This outlook.
Because again, once you get out of the rut of being stuck in a place, haunting that one place forever and ever and ever, you can kind of go wherever you want. So yeah, now I've been to several different countries, a lot of national parks.
Wow.
Yeah, just bopping around and seeing the sights. It's fantastic.
What's your favorite national park?
Ooh, favorite national park. Let's see. I do rather like the dunes up here. You know, like in Indiana.
Like Indiana State.
Dunes?
I do. It's the
So
sand. No, it's the sand. It's
Could've
very
gone-
very wispy. I fit right in. It's fantastic. I'm very easily
there's
missed in
better
the dunes.
in Michigan.
Well, we're
even.
talking about national parks, all right? I'm sure there's better dunes somewhere else, but you know, I'm trying to keep it local, trying to represent.
Right. I mean, this is very much like you're just living a retired life, driving your RV around, only you're floating.
Yes.
Yeah, Barney, you are.
This is very blue collar of you.
you
Like
are
you have
lit-
your pension, and this is what
Well,
you
all
would
right.
be doing
Well,
anyway.
you clearly have so many recommendations. Lay one on me. I'll check it out when I'm back
Yellowstone.
up there.
Yellowstone.
It's
Go to the hot springs or Mammoth Springs. I think
old
is what it's
hat.
called.
Old hat.
There's Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, the giant 2,000 miles of caves underneath Kentucky.
Yeah.
in
there's,
Tennessee. It's great.
You could go to Skinwalker Ranch, which is near Zion National
I
Park.
have hung out there. That
You've
is-
been to Zion National
That
Park.
is a
You've
hell
been
of
to
a time.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh yeah. Oh
Now,
yeah.
okay, are you one of the ghosts that are allegedly around Skinwalker Ranch?
May have dabbled.
Oh, what a reveal!
Wow. Oh, so
Wow.
and those hauntings probably came from joy as opposed to anger.
Indeed. Yeah, by that point, I had gotten out of the pain business.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was really just doing it for the love of the game.
You and that bulletproof wolf.
Oh yeah, the wolf and the portals,
orbs, the portals.
Orbs. Oh my God, those orbs are fucking assholes, though. I'll tell you what.
Are okay in Ghost World? Are orbs like jerks?
Oh yeah, big
Wow.
time. Just like
Ghost lore.
That's it. Canon.
Right. They bob, they weave, they flash, like they fucking own the place.
But they're in every single picture, so they get lots of attention.
oh right.
And they let it go straight to their heads.
Right.
I tell you.
They're very aware. They meet you and they're like, "Hi, I'm an orb."
Well, you're kind of
Ever
a
heard of me?
Midwest,
Right.
no nonsense sort of ghost. You're like, hey, listen, you show up, you taunt, you put in your hours.
Exactly.
You're just a sort of Dennis Farina ghost. You smoke your cigar, you eat your medium rare steak.
I don't get it. Is that you
And
making?
you-
Are you making fun of me?
No.
Is this,
I'm Dennis Farina.
Wow.
Chicago cop turned actor. Love him in the movie Big Trouble in Midnight Run. Okay?
Big Trouble in Midnight Run.
Big Trouble and
Oh, and Midnight Run.
Midnight Run.
Also, been collecting some hobbies. You've had time for your
That's
hobbies.
right. That's
now.
right. Yeah, the traveling was really just kind of the intro to the whole thing.
You hit the Indiana State Dunes. You said, I'm good.
Yeah, from there, this is the top.
This is it.
Yeah.
I've traveled. I did
I
my
made it.
time.
Only reason you went to Skinwalker Ranch is like you probably had some buddies down there or whatever.
Yeah. Lively community. I mean, you know, there's lots of message boards and whatnot. So if anyone's doing anything interesting, so Skinwalker Ranch, there's again lots of Lent Mansion in St. Louis, lots of activity down there.
And on message boards, do you just like write messages in clouds or how does that work?
Oh yeah, no, like we write them literally in the clouds. Like the sky is the message board.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you've had time for your hobbies now, which is nice.
Indeed. Let's see. I took up some painting for a little while.
Wow.
That
okay.
was
Watercolor?
a little bit of watercolor, oils for a bit, but it's a difficult medium. It's a very difficult medium. And water was just easier to manipulate with my gaseous form,
Wow.
Sure. You're like more watery, less watery, like
Quite
steaming
right.
it.
And I gotta say, like, in order, like, in your traditional hunting, when you see, like a cabinet open or something gets knocked off the shelf, thrown across the room, what have you, that does require a fair amount of energy from someone like me.
Wow.
It's kind of like flexing your fists a little bit, but you're doing that continually in order to stay corporeal.
In order to make the cabinet move, do you have to like warp it with your steam, and that's what makes it move?
No, it is a physical effort.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
just a little bit more of an effort for me than your average person.
Right.
So it is a real flex on my part.
We've actually got one of your. We decided to hang up one of your paintings here
saw
in the basement of hell. It's nice. It's lovely. It's a
kinda,
landscape.
Yeah, it's kind of like a friend giving you a painting, and you just hang it over the bathroom. I'm really flattered.
Would you like me to put it over Ian's bathroom?
Do you guys have a bathroom?
My bedroom is a bathroom.
Yeah.
That checks out.
It's actually
That checks
a
out.
truck stop bathroom now. He got some inspiration from the last episode.
My God, you are good. You are good.
I try my best, Barney.
I gotta say, I'm gonna take some notes because there is a little bit of crossover between demons and ghosts, like what we do, the whole possession
Well,
and
devils.
haunting things. Well, sorry, my
I am a
apologies, my
devil, but
apologies.
yes, there's ghosts have a lot of different layers too. Some now, have you ever
So
dabbled
ghosts
in
are like
possession?
Shrek. They have layers.
I don't get that reference either.
Ian, none of us have ever seen Shrek.
You were talking to me all about it.
I don't know what you're talking
Maybe
about.
an episode ago.
I'm a little stinker. Ghosts have a lot of different. Some possess, some haunt, some are orbs, some are like not fully dead yet, and so they're stuck up there. You ever dabbled in any possession? I mean, you ever gotten in trouble for possession? Some say possession's 9/10 of the law.
I did try some possession once.
You've dabbled.
I've dabbled. I have dabbled.
Dabbled in the possession.
It was again. It was a lot of work. It takes a lot out of you. You leave it all in the field there, and I think that particular the idiots thought I was a demon, so they tried to get me exorcised. Now I'm not a demon, so it didn't send me to hell. Gave me a wicked fucking hangover though.
Wow.
Who were the idiots?
The people I was possessed, the family,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
family.
okay.
You took over a sort of like a fitness instructor, if I recall correctly.
That's true.
And you like fucked with his family, and you would like fuck with all the equipment.
I even
It was
fucked with the
whoa,
career. I
this
did one of the
gazelle is
recordings.
moving. Whoa.
This medicine ball is rolling. It's an old timey gym.
Who turned on the elliptical?
And I thought that was really good shit, but not scary enough. So yeah,
Wow.
they tried to exercise me, and like I said, wicked hangover.
Did you ever try making them like bleed from their eyes? Because that's pretty effective.
The bleed, that just sounds like a mess. I mean, like I want to
It is.
scare them. I'm not trying to be rude about
You're
the
not
whole thing.
gross.
Yeah.
You're not gauche.
Like a little destruction of property, like smash a pot or something like that. But yeah, I'm
But
not.
not like a very nice like Dutch oven. You're not. I mean, or maiden or any of these like all clad.
Yeah.
You're like, give me the old copper bottom pot that you don't actually ever
Exactly.
like to use.
Little, just trying to be a little bit courteous. Honestly, once the family is scared and they leave the home, that's the game's over for me after that point. So
You don't follow them home to home like some ghosts do.
I
Too much work.
put it on the message board. I outsource that kind of work nowadays.
Yeah, and the whole thing came from he liked his apartment.
That's right. And Frank, and again, I did not care for the decor. So gotta haunt that son of a bitch.
Barney, I gotta say, I mean this in Earth terms. You are delightful. I just love your energy in Earth terms. Just like how matter of fact you are. You just you show up, you get your job done, and then you're done. You don't need to go this extra mile. You don't need all this fanfare like Ian has to do, right? Ian's always got a showboat, ham it up. Be like Barney. Just show up and get the job done.
Just be like me, wispy guy. Come on.
How
a wispy guy.
How am I showboating and hamming it up other than it being my last name?
You're doing it literally
You are
right now.
literally dressed up like a rocket.
Oh, what? Just because I have perfect form? This is showboating. These legs and this splits I can do
He
effortlessly.
does have really nice legs. I gotta say.
I shaved them this morning. Thank you.
It shows. It shows.
Yeah, they're smooth. I can wear these heels with the best of them. Fishnets. Fishnets are very hell. I gotta say,
it's giving hell.
This
oh
is
yeah.
very hell. But Barney, yeah, what other besides dabbling in some possession and painting, is there any other hobbies you've had time for?
Well, recently I've gotten really into, again, we're talking about Skinwalker Ranch. That kind of led me down a whole rabbit hole, so to speak, of just like other cryptids and paranormal beings. This came about, again, when I was in my traveling phase. Just outside of the dunes.
The two places
yeah,
you traveled.
in the two places. Just outside of the dunes. I was walking through a field to get to, point B. I bumped straight into two aliens making a crop circle.
Whoa.
Now, they can't see me because I am incorporeal at this point, just floating along.
right, and they're still beings. They're still alive.
Are we talking
Exactly.
gray aliens that are actually gray aliens? Are we talking gray aliens that are actually clones that the gray aliens use as like the worker aliens? Are we talking draconians?
Are we talking reptilians that aren't people?
Are we talking Lyrans? Are we talking?
Those little guys from Men in Black? That was a guapa.
Or the ones from Galaxy Quest, the rather humanoid-looking ones who are actually like octopuses or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
How did those aliens look?
They were the little gray ones.
Okay,
little gray
classic
ones, big
grays.
classic grays. Yeah, so it was a very textbook encounter. But again, they couldn't see me. And as it turns out, people think they make these circles with their ships, gravitational, whatever, magical technology. Yeah, landing, what have you.
Hitting
Nope,
circles.
they're just doing it with boards and ropes, the same way that everyone thinks the hoaxers do it. Yeah.
So they're
Real low tech.
they're faking it.
Fucking land and then get out and basically.
Oh yeah, they still fly the ships. They still fly the ships. They just do it all by hand.
Wow, that's a mind fuck.
Wow.
You're trying to figure out the crop circle.
Holy shit.
That's so good to know, finally.
But then when I see them doing this with the boards and the ropes, it gets me thinking like, well, what else can I see that no other human really has the privilege to see?
Sure.
So then I get onto
Please tell me.
Yetis, Bigfoots, what have you, the Jersey Devil, stuff like Mothman. Mothman's a real good guy. I spend a lot of time in Point Pleasant. He's a solid dude.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains,
Mountain
Shenandoah
Mama.
River. Yeah.
Wait, okay. How did you track them down? Is that easy for you, or is that do you have to do an actual investigation?
So nothing but time, right?
Right.
And I just kind of go to I do the legwork. I'm a detective about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go in and read the books. I can't ask questions obviously without
Maybe you were
it
getting
being a full-on
nosy in real
haunting.
life and detecting something, and you got too close and they stabbed you in the back.
All right. Well, now I feel like he might
Marty,
be getting a little
I
too
love
close.
this.
I'm not trying.
You, in a short amount of time, have been able to achieve what the entirety back half catalog of the History Channel's existence has been unable to do, and you did it without talking to anybody or reading anything. You just kind of figure it out. You're
You
just
just
a
gotta
blue-collar guy.
Just gotta be observant about it. It's really
Just
nothing
show
in
up.
this life is really that hard.
Get the job done.
B plus C equals this where the alien
You just
died.
gotta have the privilege of unlimited time and no need for money.
Right. And you don't gotta piss or shit neither.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, I'm from Chicago too, so I'm like hearing you speak is making me do it.
And that you're reverting back into it a little
Right,
bit.
right, back into it.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever. The Bears or Lake Michigan, right? So cold in the winter, eh? No, we don't say A, sorry.
No, that's someone else. That's
Someone
yeah.
else.
Wow, Barney, I mean, kudos to you, man, honestly.
What are the Yetis like, huh?
Yeah,
What
tell
are
us
the
a little bit
Yetis
about the
like?
Yetis.
Tell us about them.
He's hamming it up again. He's doing the thing.
He likes to do, but, placate
I do
him.
a bad Jiminy Glick.
It didn't make his type 5 at the Kangaroo
Well,
Court.
I don't know if he ever did it on SNL.
Because all the other stuff on that list was very exactly SNL. None of it was tangential.
My Stewart is pretty good. I didn't do it well in the heat of the moment, but maybe next
That was
episode.
Mad TV, though.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So it's not all
But I
SNL.
just wanted to defend. I don't think I did the best Stewart earlier, but I do a good one. I promise.
Email us netherregiopod@gmail.com and let us know what you think of Ian's Stewart.
No, I'm going to do another one. Trust me, it'll be better.
Okay. Barney, how are the Yetis?
Yetis are good. So the Yetis are a little difficult to understand. They got all the snow clumped in the fur, It's so like sometimes it can hinder the actual movement of the mouth. But this is another fun thing about being a ghost. You can hunt literally everyone because they can understand you and you can understand them. It's one of the privileges of being in between both worlds. Is I don't really need to learn a new language. Everything is just understood. So I can have these conversations with these Yetis.
It's like some kind of intergalactic translator from Galaxy Quest for Men in Black, but you don't need one.
And if I recall, you did have a long argument with the Yetis about how they should not put ketchup on the humans they eat.
I mean, it's a personal preference. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but it seems a bit sacrilegious. They're putting everything else on it. And then they're adding the ketchup there, and it wasn't even Heinz. They were using off-brand.
Wow, yeah. Fuck them. Fuck those Yetis.
Yeah.
Barney, I gotta say, you're delightful. That, I'm having a great time.
And is the big difference between Yetis and Bigfoots that Bigfoot use relish and Yetis use the big sliced pickle?
That is the primary difference. None of it has to do with being a terrestrial creature versus being an interdimensional creature, or the climate in which they inhabit.
Right.
Yeah. No, it is primarily the condiments they put on their human meals. Yes.
Okay.
Well, Barney, listen, we got to get to a commercial break here, but can you stick around? You got any hobbies you got to go get to right away, or?
No, I mean, I'll just do some. I'm working on a little bit of caricature. Maybe I'll do a funny doodle of Ian here.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, why don't you do a little doodle over the break? We'll talk about it, and we'll be back with more Nether Region Pod right after this. Welcome back to the Nether Region Podcast. With us still, just finishing up his lovely little caricature, is Barney the Ghost.
Yeah. Sorry, just putting the last little details here.
I can't wait to see it. It's been so long since I've had
big layer of Jusso on there. Huge layer of Jusso.
I'm a professional.
It's dripping Jusso.
All right, so here we go. Here's the final result.
Oh my God!
I mean, I thought it's got the nose, it's got the mustache, got the nipples. Obviously, we got the nipples on there.
Pepperoni looking nips.
I'm more nipple than man in this. This is upsetting.
Well, it was a quick rendering. It's what draws the eye, and I gotta say, those they're staring at me.
Yeah, I know they hypnotize people, but it's also one of the my biggest. My things I'm most self-conscious about.
It's like you drew Rupert Grint, but Rupert Squint.
That's it. That's what I'm titling this one.
Yeah,
Rupert Squint. There it is.
The middle of my nipple looks like a squinty eye.
Well, there you go. You can hang this in Ian's room.
Wow, Barney, can you sign this?
Yep.
Yeah, but I can't believe what you have me doing in there.
This is lovely.
What? I mean, it seemed accurate, and it seems to be an accurate representation of you guys' relationship. So
I'm riding you bareback.
Yeah, but
it makes sense to me. It makes sense to him. You are clearly the only one who's
like a cute little cowboy. I'm waving my little cowboy hat. I've got like a Woody from Toy Story vest.
I am not an animal. I am a man. I'm in hell, but I am not an animal.
Wow, this is lovely. I mean,
I am not an animal, Niles, you jackass.
Wow, we are going to hang this up. We got two lovely pieces by Barney now hanging up in the basement of Hell Studios.
In my bedroom/bathroom.
This is lovely. We're really building out the studio here, Ian. We're making this crack house a crack home. Don't you think?
I've never heard that before.
We're really making this a crack home.
We're really making this crack house a crack home.
Speaking of what the crack, we got to get cracking on here, Barney.
These segues are just fantastic. Top notch.
I know. But it's the only joy I let Ian have is this little hell segue.
And the weird thing is, when he said we got to get cracking, there is a giant crack right behind me.
Yeah,
it's crawling out of the toilet.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, he's creeping up on you there. Yeah.
I mean, is it going to assault me during the podcast, or am I going to have to wait? Because this is actually really fucking frightening.
Their name is the Great Old One. Please address them the way they are needed to be addressed.
Okay. Hey, Great Old One. Could you please hold off till after the podcast? Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus.
We'll see.
That's good. I don't know. Elder gods.
Chekhov's cracking.
Elder God's kind of picky. You might have offended him with that one.
That's right, Ian.
Elder gods.
Well, Ian, we've got Barney. We've got to get to a little game. You like games, Barney?
I do like games very much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
like-
one of his hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm playing a nice round of solitaire. Playing some free cell with the boys.
Yeah.
Some euchre. Some euchre.
Some euchre. Some Monopoly.
I
But,
bet
you know,
you're in the backgammon, aren't you there, Barn?
backgammon.
You into backgammon,
Well,
Barn?
I've got the whole set. It's a backgammon, checkers, chess. You know, it
Wow.
even comes with dominoes and a little set of cards.
And you flip it over, you
Yeah,
can play Othello.
Exactly.
And look
Exactly.
At that. You just flip it around a little bit more. You got a mahjong set.
Very practical. A 6-in-1 board game set. Just delightful,
What
Barney.
more could you want?
I would expect nothing else from you, my friend. So, Ian, you're going to spin the wheel of torture, and we're going to see what game it lands on, Barney, and we'll play a little game.
Hell yeah.
Wow, big hell yeah from Barney. Ian, why don't you give that thing a spin?
Hi-ya!
Ooh,
That
big
was-
spin from Ian.
That was good form. Good form there.
Thank you. I've been working on it. I've had an eternity to work on it.
Round and round it goes. Where it stops. Barney looking all around.
Oh, sorry. Was it? You tossing it to me? I don't know. It's not. I can't. Sorry, I can't actually read that far. I can't. What did
Nobody
it stop?
knows. It has left it on. Fuck, Mary, exorcism. Now, Barney, you are a famously. You are a. Well, I shouldn't say famously. You're a bachelor, or are you a bachelor?
I am unattached.
Sounds
My
like
ghostly
he's famously
form.
nothing, because
Yeah.
you had no idea.
Not really famously
I just feel
anything.
Like I've gotten to know Barney so well. I wanted to say famously, but then I realized midway through talking, I don't know you that well.
There is no ring on my ghostly form, so I can only imagine in my previous life that I was not married.
You're not tethered to anything or anyone.
Apparently not.
Any form, be they corporeal or incorporeal.
Incorporeal. That's right. That's right. That's right.
We're gonna make Ian do a little dog and pony show, and we're gonna make him sing.
Oh, fantastic! This sounds embarrassing as all hell.
Ian is taking on the form of a human dog pony hybrid, and yeah, we're gonna play some music, and let's hit it.
Yeah. Feel the heat. Let the sweat drip down your legs
Gross.
or down your forehead. Wipe the sweat from under your nose like Richard Nixon in the debate against JFK. It was televised. That's why he lost that election in the early 60s. Nixon was kind of a demon that America had to exorcise. So was JFK, now that I think about it. Anyway, this is called Fuck, Marry, or Exorcism.
Wow.
If I could be aroused, I might be.
Wow.
I thought that was perfectly apropos to the game we're about to play.
Yeah, you do remind me of Sweaty Nixon.
Thank you very much, Art.
Wow, another character you can
Add
add
it
to
to
your
the list. Yeah.
cavalcade. Listen, folks. Barney, you are famously a bachelor. Now that I can say that, you are famously a bachelor.
Canon.
And
It's famous now that it's on a podcast with
Right.
no listeners.
That's right. That's right. It's out there now.
we've got 3 very eligible, very hot, very lovely demons that you're going to choose from. Ian, you can choose from as well. We're going to pick which one you want to fuck, which one you want to marry, and which one you're going to exercise or kill. So let's get to it. We've got 3 very eligible demon bachelor, bachelorettes. All right, coming up first, this contestant will have you feeling scaryment and fear this holiday season. They are a 12-foot decaying Douglas fir with ornaments made of dead orphans and ice skates. They secrete eggnog out of their wreath hole that makes you reminisce about the one that got away. They love discussing politics and religion at the family holiday gathering. Please welcome Bachelor number 1, Hellmark Christmas Movie. Lovely, the Hellmark
Wow.
Christmas Movie.
When you said dead orphans, I did not realize that some of them would be full adult orphans.
That's
right.
true. That's true. There is a 70-year-old man, technically an orphan.
Technically an orphan.
Very eligible. Now, this next contestant loves a quiet night in with a good book, a glass of Chardonnay, and a long piss in the bathtub. Their ideal night ends in the bedroom, where they can once again piss the bed. They're a porcelain piss-filled bathtub with human feet. Say hello to Bathsheba Bedwetter. Lovely.
Should it be bathwetter?
Bathsheba Bedwetter curling up next to Ian. I think.
And this is a clawfoot tub. This is a really nice.
This is a clawfoot tub with the claw feet or human feet.
I mean, I gotta say, she's a little heavy for me.
You're choosing. You're being choosy about this.
Look, this is full cast iron steel or whatever. Okay? Porcelain. I mean, this is heavy.
All right, Ian. Ian's showing his cards early, but let's see. Number 3. Are you a freak on a leash? Do you Adidas? Are you coming undone? Well, our final contestant might be your dream to cream your jeans. It's a 1/8 scale replica of Jonathan Davis made of moldy creamed corn. Please welcome Creamed Corn.
I don't know who Jonathan Davis is.
Lead singer of Korn.
Oh, okay. So
all right, now
I'm
that
looking
makes more
at this
sense.
drippy monster.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
It's a 1/8 scale replica of Jonathan Davis, complete with that weird mic stand. That weird H.R. Giger looking mic stand.
Yeah, we're all looking at it, but maybe you could describe it so we know what we're looking
All
at.
right, you two bachos.
Bachos, I don't know.
You got a lovely cavalcade of 3 very eligible demons to choose from.
I don't know
here.
if I should choose from a demon. I have a widow on Earth.
Ian,
I was married.
you're technically. I don't know. I think technically
That's
you're
a different
free man.
zip code. That's a different zip code, my friend.
Interesting way of looking at
There
it.
might be some future bits that we have to uncover based on that. Who knows? Barney, which way you leaning up front here?
Up front?
You got these 3 eligible
Monsters.
demons, monsters.
I mean,
Whatever.
they're completely monstrous.
Up front, I'm gonna go ahead and say marry the bathtub. I don't know.
Wow,
why
the piss-filled bathtub.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's a lovely home fixture. I think that would go well in any home.
Barney, you strike me as the type of ghost who maybe also helps renovate. Like by yourself, you buy all of it at the Home Depot. You renovate.
I'm not gonna hire a contractor. Those guys are gonna gouge you.
And like, do you want to marry the bathtub because like the piss is warm? You're like, oh, it's warm piss. You could just
It saves me on the heating bill. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So it's not a cozy thing.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
The tree was a close second for the Mary. I'm gonna say like the jury's still out on
You've
that.
still got your fuck and you've still got your exercise.
All right.
I think you're leaning Mary to bathtub. Ian, Barry has shown his Mary card. Would you like to reveal your Mary card?
My Mary card would be the Douglas fir.
Okay, so you're gonna marry the 12-foot
Yep.
rotten Douglas fir that is covered in dead orphans.
Yeah, because I'm a little used to the smell of rot at this point
That's
in
true.
hell, and I'm just nostalgic for Christmas. You know, I just want a little bit more of that back in my life. I want to listen to Christmas songs, specifically all the deep cut Sufjan Christmas music. From Silver and Gold.
Right. You don't like
And,
Hell's
and-
version of Sufjan Stevens?
No, because he soupies on me. And it's not warm piss, by the way. Warm
Right.
nostalgic piss. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this reminds me of even his EP, "Lonely Man of Winter," and the song produced by that was written by someone else that he produced
Okay.
called. It's my favorite Christmas song ever, and I can't think of
Christmas
the
song
name.
every kid. Well, okay, fine. Maybe when you're married to this disgusting Hallmark Christmas movie, the monstrous Christmas
Yeah.
movie. You can do that. All right, boys. Let's lay down those fuck cards.
All right. Let's see. Well, wait. What was your Mary?
Oh, I think I have to go with the. I'm going to go with the 1/8 scale replica of Jonathan Davis. Because,
Wow.
I'm a little stinky.
I mean, that one did seem to be mostly for you.
I'm sorry.
That was a little bit of bias on your part.
Yeah. I'm a little stinker is not a reason for wanting to spend the rest of your
What are you talking about?
your eternity with creamed corn.
I don't want it falling away from me.
I assume that's a pun.
That-
I don't know
It went right over my
why-
head.
yeah.
I did my time. What can I say? I'm a twisted transistor.
I'm sure somebody knows this.
So we have no consensus on the Mary. I mean, granted, these are individual lists, our own choices, but like no consensus. So
Zero
far.
consensus.
this is
Might have been a
amazing.
first.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was going to fuck the corn. Specifically because it has
Wow.
the similar mushy texture of a human vagina.
All right. I was leaning a different way.
God.
Yeah. You know, it's all mushy.
Yeah.
It's just mush.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
the logic it follows. I get it. But no, I'm gonna go with fuck. I'm gonna go.
And
I'm gonna go with
women
the
love
tree.
when you describe them as mushy.
Yeah.
Down there.
You describe their
Oh, you're so
preference as
mushy down there.
Well, maybe I've been out of the dating game a little long. I don't
could
ever
do
recall that one
remember
working.
You could do your favorite Dane Cook bit, which is where he goes about talking about his dick feels like corn.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of a match made in heaven. You're gonna fuck the tree.
Yeah, well, you said wreath hole, and that just instantly conjured up all the images. So
does
and
secrete
it
eggnog.
secretes eggnog, which is again, like a little bit of a lubrication there. And who doesn't love eggnog? Who doesn't love
Great,
eggnog?
great call.
Right. And then I love the song Every Day is Christmas by Alec Duffy, produced by Sufjan. That's what I was trying to think of.
All right, there it is.
Well, I'm only.
Can I
gonna let
marry
you-
that?
I know you're only going to be able to listen to Sufjan Stevens now.
Oh.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
So I think I too am going to. I think I'm also going to fuck the Hallmark Christmas movie.
What?
Yeah,
This is-
I
that's
like.
my-
I like.
he gets
I
it,
like.
he gets it.
I like the
now.
wreath hole. I like the wreath hole thing. Because you know what, the thing that I don't like about Hallmark Christmas movie is that they bring up politics and religion at the family gathering. That's the only thing they could talk about. But when you're fucking,
Right.
there ain't
And
nothing
their religious viewpoint is mainly like, hey, when you die, you need to dangle your body for me. Right?
Right.
They're like cremation is an abomination because it rhymes.
Oh, because the orphans. That took me a second. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm slow on the update
Yeah,
there.
they're very high on that's what you need to be doing.
Maybe I
with
need to let some
human
coffee
bodies.
pass through my body. Maybe that'll wake me up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Just,
Well, I guess we gotta lay down our exercise cards. I mean, clearly for me, it is the Bathsheba bedwetter.
me too.
All right, more for me.
Mostly
more for
'cause
me.
Piss. You know?
A
Piss.
little ironic for us. We're a couple piss freaks.
That's true. I mean, we've actually never said it on mic before, weirdly, but that's the one thing we really get along with.
That's almost the only thing where I actually can find myself being
Yeah.
like, let's have a conversation.
Like when you're hammering at my skull
Yeah.
for well
Right.
over a week straight.
Yep.
And then you look at me and you're like, you know what I love? Piss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, me too.
It just grabs you out of the blue like that. The thought just occurs to you in the middle of these torments.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you.
And then you
Finally.
but you take it too far because sometimes
Your mind
you'll,
wanders when you're hammering away or getting hammered at away.
You'll try to like make me get out of torturing you, and you'll be like, hey, why don't we go grab a piss blue ribbon down at the old draft
True.
house?
He's kind of like
And I'll
my
say, no, Ian, we're
Right.
not going down to Danny's piss house.
He's like my 7th grade math teacher. You get him talking about Seinfeld, then he'll never know that you didn't do your homework because you ended up wasting 20 minutes talking about
So they're
Seinfeld.
like, look over here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
There was a lot of that.
And so, Barney, clearly you are going to exercise the 1/8 scale replica of Jonathan Davis.
Indeed,
cream corn.
indeed. Again, that one seemed mostly for you, so it wasn't really doing anything
Okay.
for me. I have no attachment to
That's
it.
true.
So
And if he
get it
passed
out of
through
here.
you barely taste it, probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Well, fair enough, listeners. Email us, netherregionpod@gmail.com. Let us know who you would fuck, marry, exercise out of those three lovely demons. Thank you all for joining. But you can go back to wherever circles of hell.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, wow.
This is my basement of hell.
the
This is my domain.
That is aggressive.
You disgusting fucking piss freaks.
the 1/8 scale
bathtub.
replica of Jonathan Davis made out of moldy cream corn is
Bathtub.
flicking Ian off his
Bathtub, you stay here.
Oh yeah, he's putting your name on a list.
The Bathsheba bedwetter is
Bathsheba, get the hell out of here. Stick around.
Call me. Call me.
well, Barney. There's only one last thing to get through here, my friend,
All
and
right.
that is we got to come up with your personal hell. We got to create a torture scenario live on air here for old Ian, and yeah, we got to get through it. So, Barney, what is your personal hell?
Ah, jeez. Let's see here. Probably. All right. Let's see. Standing behind an old woman at a grocery store, a Walgreens, a CVS, what have you, and she apparently has never heard of a credit card or how one works.
Wow.
She is using 1 million coupons,
Wow.
and she is arguing with the cashier about the deal that was posted on, these cans of Dr. Pepper, these makeup products, whatever she has in her basket, and she's arguing about every single one, and I'm in a hurry.
Wow.
That's pretty bad because what you've touched on is the fact that I get really overwhelmed in like supermarkets or Walgreens or whatever. I get
Who
this
doesn't? Who
sensory overload. So this is extra intense for me.
Well, I'm gonna take a little page out of earlier and say that you're in line at a CVS, Ian.
No.
Yep. You're gonna be.
No.
You're gonna be paying for.
Can it be a Dwayne Reed at least?
All right, it could be a Dwayne Reed.
No.
He made it worse for himself.
Why did I do this?
There
It's
is
slightly better, but still awful.
There is Korn, a band that you've never apparently heard of
But
playing.
intense, right?
Right. It's a
intense.
They're like a new metal.
Right. No, that's very overwhelming for me, for sure.
And Jonathan Davis is very much like a. Like that's kind of how he sings, which I love. But I think that would be very sensory overload for you. And then also, all the lights are replaced with strobe lights.
Yikes.
And then there's an old lady in front of you who cannot figure out how to pay, and you are stuck there for all eternity.
This is sensory overload. Like
And you're wearing a wool sweater.
No! It's scratchy. This is sensory overload like every Pop-Tart put together.
Wow.
All the flavors. And you'd think it'd be great, but it's not.
It's not.
They do not mesh well.
Right.
Okay? Cake does not mesh well with fucking apple sauce. Or it's apple. It's like cinnamon apple.
Right. Cinnamon apple is very overpowering.
S'more does not go with cinnamon apple
Right.
mixed with cake. Like, it's a mess. Okay? It's a mess of flavors and textures. And that's what it's like.
Wow.
Never been able to try a Pop-Tart myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I know a few Hunger Ghosts. I mean, like clearly there's something to them. But yeah, I've never gotten into it.
Well, they've never gone on sale at the Jewel Osco, so why would you ever spend money on that bullshit?
Yeah, well, it's not like I need money. It's not like I need money. I can just go in there. I'll try one. I'll just try one and then leave the other one in the bag.
You're right. I'm sorry. You only shop at Dominic's.
Dominic's is in hell, where it belongs.
It's down here. Half Foods, Treacherous Joe's, and Dominic's.
Right.
Obviously.
Well, I just heard the sound of a Hellcat. Ian's only slightly scared of the Hellcat. It is lapping up the piss out of Bathsheba Bedwetter, who has stuck around.
I will, this is the first time I've seen that cat. Like it's been staring at you the whole time, but this is the first time I've seen it distracted. So.
Oh God, the Kraken's coming for me!
Oh wow! The great old one has picked Ian up.
It's so long.
What an honor!
Ian is being flung through the air.
Ah!
Well, while the great old one is flinging Ian around, that Hellcat reminds me of artist and illustrator Alex Klier. Now, Barney, does that Hellcat remind you of anything for any reason at all, for no reason at all?
You know, it's the damnedest thing that you brought that guy up, because when I was going, in my collection of hobbies, I went through a small painting phase.
Okay.
And I started to follow some of his work. Now it's a little bit more cartoony than necessarily I would go for.
Okay.
But he's a very talented guy, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, he does a lot of commissions. He does mostly pinup stuff, but he does a lot of portraits. Good for the holidays. It's like, hey, here's a picture of your loved one or something like that.
I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm. And gives a lot of them to raffles and whatnot for some friends' businesses and stuff.
Raffles.
Yeah, support local.
Where can you find Alex Klier's stuff?
Well, he's not very good at social media, but you can find them on Instagram. It's Mr_Klear. It's not spelled the way his name is actually spelled because he was just tired of everyone mispronouncing it. So he decided to, cut out the middleman there.
A little funny and frustrating at the same time.
Exactly. Got to keep it light.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it light, Barney. Not at the light.
Yeah.
So practical.
Yeah, Alex is a great guy. I went to college with him.
Oh,
How
really?
you know him?
Yeah, I do. And we did...
For that one semester?
Hey, I lasted almost 3, thank you very much. We did Shakespeare Abridged together many years ago, which I think was the longest I'd ever done a show before. It was like 8 weekends in a row doing one scripted show. So
That was a good long run there. Yeah.
or it would be for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be.
Wow. Ian, does anything that Hellcat remind you of?
Yeah, it reminds me of my family on Earth, having to pay off my enormous debts that I left over for them. And, because legally I died and the debt gets transferred over to all of them equally, though. Right? So it's not like they just take on my millions of dollars and cut it into 7 or whatever. It's like they each take on the amount I left individually. So, they've resorted to maritime
Maritime crimes. Wow.
Yeah, they're mostly hijacking boats.
Wow.
Somali pirate style, but in Lake Michigan, with people that are just kind of have a timeshare of a boat, so they don't even own it. They just like kind of have use of it a couple weeks out of the year.
Yeah, your uncle Leopold Hamilton has been like really fucking up the Chicago architecture boat tour. Like when it goes out into Lake Michigan for that last final little stretch, he's always there with a fucking gun.
No, and he doesn't even think to rob the people, which is the worst part.
Your weird ass uncle Leopold Hamilton.
Right. He just tries to jump onto the boat and steer it away so he can go sell it at some
runs in the
port.
family.
Yeah, so he wants to be a pirate. He's a pirate.
He's trying to be a pirate. Yeah.
Hey, live your dreams, uncle.
It's not his dreams. I put this on him.
Yeah, your widow
my
Natalie
mistakes.
has been dressing up like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
And
but
walking around town
I think
doing a
that's-
awful Jack Sparrow impression.
Oh, she can't even do the run.
She shows up and she's always like, "Where is all of the rum? Why is all of the rum gone?"
I was going to say she can't even drink the rum.
Right.
She's not a drinker at all. So,
Right.
that's
Awful
tough for
impression.
her, and the impression
It's
is
just a bad choice.
And that's really the worst part because they make you look into
Yeah.
the Palantir and you're like, "Fuck, that impression's so awful. I know I could give her notes."
And I'm like, please, for the love of God, turn the scrying orb off, please. But you won't. So
But you
anyway,
need money.
send money to my Venmo at Hamilton.
Yep.
Any amount of money will do.
All right, fair enough. As always, you can email us netherregionpod@gmail.com. You can find us on the hellscape that is social media at netherregionpod, wherever, mostly Instagram, but also YouTube, where you can skull fuck the like button. You can finger 5-star
it.
fuck, finger bang the fucking review system on iTunes.
Finger blast the keyboard and write a review
Finger
on,
blast
on
YouTube.
Apple iTunes.
And also Spotify, and also other podcast
Apple Podcasts. I
platforms.
said Apple iTunes, but you know what I mean.
Who cares?
Fucking rate and review it.
I thought no one
Yeah.
was listening to this.
You dirty little
They don't.
dogs.
They
you
don't.
Dirty little hell dogs.
It's like a hell thing where it's like they don't listen to it. But,
yeah, it's like this thing in hell where you put a lot of work into it and no one listens to
Right.
it.
No one listens to it.
Ever.
That's the joy.
For every Wednesday for all time.
Well, listen, another podcast down in the porcelain tub of piss, so to speak. Ian, how you feel?
I feel awful. I feel like a little bit of butter scraped over too much bread.
I think the great old one is going to start dunking you into Bathsheba bedwetter pretty soon.
Oh no!
Hey, you better get into tentacle stuff fast, my guy.
Barney, how you feeling?
You know what? I'm actually feeling pretty good about all this. I just made 2 delightful new friends. If I can ever cut through the bureaucracy of hell, I would love to talk with you guys again.
You'll help me out of here.
Nah, this is too much fun. Maybe friend was a strong word.
Wow. Friend was a strong word. Hey, I think that's a Sufjan Stevens song. Anyway, there's only one last thing to say. That's get the hell out of here.